Yeah, boys. Yeah, girls. Yeah, non-binaries. Welcome back to Bar Talk right here. That was an absolutely brilliant banger of a song. That was Careless by Emily Rice off her new EP, AUAHA, which you'll be pleased to know I can pronounce properly now. Yeah. But no, how fucking cool was that? That was pretty cool. I'm so excited because I got Emily Rice with me right now on the phone from Auckland. Emily, how are you going?
Hello, I'm great, thank you.
Welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. It's a
That's
nice
good.
Cruisy day here.
Good.
Yep.
Good is a good feel, I think.
Yeah.
It's a great feel. If you're feeling good, I think, it's not too much to worry about, is there?
No, it is not. It's nice.
No, that's
I
cool.
love it.
That's cool. Yeah, welcome to the show. I'm so keen because your EP is a bit of deliciousness.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I know the rest of us will be very excited because we were loving the singles you put out recently. Arise, I remember we played a little while back, and I'm just trying to actually remember what episode it was. But I remember we played Arise, and Shakira, my co-host at the time, was absolutely stunned by it. And then your most recent single, which you said was Red and Blue, I believe they played on the Mint Factory, and Gareth, our station manager, was like telling me the other day, he's like, you got to hear the new Emily Rice song. It's so good. I was like, right, we've got to scoop up this interview.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember listening to that interview with Shakira.
Yeah.
And the praise for my eyeliner, which was lovely. Appreciated it.
And I can't remember how we pronounced the EP. It was like AUAHA. It's like, we don't know how this works. We can't, neither of us can speak
It was something like that.
What is the...
You've done really well.
Thank you. What does the name of the EP mean again?
It means to create. To bring into being. So that's
a really cool translation, because when you think about it, you've got to create your EP and actually put it together. So it's a great word to sort of describe your own personal project like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it came off. So last year, New Zealand was in a lockdown for the month of April.
Just a month.
Level 4 one. Just a month. Sorry, guys. It was a month where my husband and I were meant to be touring. We had 20 shows booked with our duo, and that was all cancelled. So I used the month to write music instead, and I was part of a group on Facebook called AUAHA April, and basically each day they would share a different topic, and you could go and create something to do with that. So I made a challenge to write a song to each of those topics, and in honor of the group, I called the EP AUAHA.
That's cool. So was there a bit of collaboration involved with some of the songs, was there?
There was. One of them, Kanohi Ki Te Kanohi, which means face to face, was a beautiful poem that one of the girls had written, who was part of this group as well. And I used that one as a starting point for that song. And the other ones were all just, I guess, collaborations in terms of the fact that they came up with the topic and I went in and wrote the topic. I guess that's a collab.
Yeah. No, that's
pretty
cool.
It was cool.
That's cool. And I mean, it is a pretty cool release. I mean, were you intending to have the release out at the time you put it out, or was it really that lockdown, that time to sort of reflect and create, I guess, that made you put it together?
Yeah, pretty much. So after I'd written, I think I had 26 songs by the end of April last year, and then I took a bunch to my friend Michael Collier, who produced the EP, and we kind of chose a bunch that we wanted to keep working on, and he took them to a whole new level with his mad production skills, and we ended up with 6 of the tracks. So yeah, it was cool. It was a fun,
I was going to say,
project.
So you've worked with Michael before, I'm guessing?
Actually, no, I hadn't. I studied music in Auckland quite a while ago, and he also did the course. So I've known him for a while, but we hadn't actually done any music together. I just a friend of mine released a banger of a track, and I said, "Who the heck produced that?" And it was Michael, and so that was how I decided he was who I wanted to work with.
She's a music student. She's a music student, folks. Well, I've got to be careful what I say.
Right. Well, it was pretty cool. I did a year of jazz school, and then I moved into a songwriting course, which was very fun.
Is jazz school like the genre where everything's sort of made up as you go? They're like, today, what do we feel like doing today, folks?
The jazz one was pretty intense, actually. I just did a year studying jazz vocals, and I also play saxophone, so I did a bit of that. But it was intense. Like is it the people that I was studying alongside of as well.
Is it specifically like an actual college for jazz students that you went to, or is it just the course was specifically a jazz course?
Well, it was specifically jazz. It was through New Zealand School of Music and then like jazz major. So you spend 3 years doing a degree in jazz music.
Right.
But I just did 1 year and then I moved to a popular music one.
What was probably the most valuable thing that you learnt from your jazz course?
Ooh, that's a good question.
As far as maybe like applying it to your current music, maybe.
Yeah, I think the amount that I learnt that year with around the theory of music and also I had some incredible jazz vocalist tutors who helped me kind of with, I don't know, learning how to come up with this a melody, basically like scat, basically. And that is now how I write music, is basically I hear all the melodies in my head and I think, and even like when I'm writing a sax solo, I kind of sing the solo that I want before I play it on my saxophone. So that, I guess that was probably the biggest thing. And also just the amount of time and commitment that they put into learning their craft, which I still need to do more of, but that's definitely something I learned from them.
That's literally every musician, Emily. Don't feel too bad about yourself.
No, like some of the guys though, I remember one of my the fellow saxophone players, he would practice I think he said he practiced like 12 or 14 hours a day. Like he'd wake up at 4 a.m., start practicing. I don't know who his neighbors were, but I'm sure they would have had a great time. But just like insane amount of, because the amount of theory there, it just blew my mind how much there is to know about music.
It's just like, what else do you do with your life? Like he'd be the guy you'd text and go, "Want to hang out tonight?" And he'd be like, "No, sorry, practicing sax."
Yeah, I think I think I realized my social life was more important, so that's why I went into a popular music major instead, because I wanted to write music. And I loved my jazz friends. I'm still friends with lots of them.
But that's a cool thing, because it ends up being that you get this you get both worlds. Was there something that like you've come to realize now that you've had a go at studying both styles, that you go, oh, like this is something I can, like I didn't realize with this combination I can apply it to my music? Like, is there some sort of revelation you've come to that maybe you wouldn't have thought of if you didn't do these courses?
Oh man, that's a great question. I feel like the biggest thing I learned was the connections with people in the music industry. So, and being keen to, like, I don't know, collaborating with people who've got different ideas and different skills, that kind of thing, I guess.
Just getting out there and making those connections with other people, getting to know them, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Like even in the music industry, different, like I love learning all about how the music industry works, even though it's a kind of, it's an ever evolving thing, but it was great making all sorts of connections. Oh, there's my little baby in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You were saying, I'm going to say congratulations to recently had a child and is a very, very, very quiet sleeper, because we haven't heard them stir at all.
Yeah, you say that now. Let's see what happens over the course of this interview. She's 3 months old though, and she is wonderful. That's awesome.
Awesome. Is there a particular period of the day where they'll oh no.
Oh no, here we go. You jinxed it. Jinxed it just then.
Well, it's just after lunch where you are, or just around lunchtime. Is it a lunchtime thing? Is it I gotta have? I'm hungry. I want some milk. Give me some.
That's probably what it is. She's like, I'm ready. Feed me, mum. Yeah, she's all good.
What were you really hoping to achieve when you started putting the EP together for this one?
I love the different songs, and I love that it was like the whole thing was created from this, like, the lockdowns that we've all experienced have just been so different to what we were used to before,
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have like a project that was created through that time. But I think, what was I hoping? That's a really cool question. I was hoping to write a whole bunch of new music that people would really enjoy listening to.
And do you think, considering the reception, because it has been a few weeks now a couple of weeks as of recording since you have released it, do you think that's been somewhat achieved?
Yeah, I think this music is quite different to the stuff that I've released prior to this EP. Going in a more like electronic kind of direction with my sound, and it's been really refreshing to share something completely different to what I had done before, and it's the kind of music that I enjoy listening to myself. So it was really fun. It was a really fun project to make.
Yeah, I just really appreciated too, like how many different. It's like a roller coaster of different styles. You've got, as you all just heard, Careless is probably the most banger of a track on there, and you got really chill stuff as well, and just all the jazz bits sprinkled in between. It's just such a vibrant and varied EP, which I really appreciate.
Man, yeah, it was a fun journey, that the making of it all as well. I think as well, like kind of maintaining creative energy for a whole month, when that like it was cool to see how diverse the songs kind of still were, and being able to let each day, because I challenged myself to write the song in the day and then record a little demo of the song by the end of the day, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it was just really fun letting all of them just happen as however they wanted to, like there was no rules around. Yeah, one of them ended up being a drum and bass kind of track, and that was fun.
So you like to live dangerously, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
Who knows what's next? Bluegrass?
Yeah.
Vaporwave?
Maybe. Heavy metal?
Heavy metal. Doom metal? Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, I was going to ask, how was it working with Michael? Because you said this is the first release you've done with him, or the first project you've done with him. What made you choose him as a producer over maybe people you've worked with in the past?
Again, it was that song. So my friend Shana has a she goes by the name Valia, her solo music project, and she released a track last year, and I just was like, that is so fat. I want to work with whoever you worked with, and so that is literally how it started with Michael. I just wanted to write just the kind of music that I was really into at the time as well, like that kind of more edgy stuff, I guess, like that Careless track you just heard. And so that's how it was. He was really great to work with. Having a friendship as well, to start with was really cool.
I was going to say, it comes back to what you were saying before about connections. It's all about connections. It really is. And what you've just said actually absolutely proves it.
Yeah, there it is. That's so true. Yeah,
so you were saying that you were getting demos together each day. Was it a case of you were doing them yourself and sending them to Michael, or did you have all the demos ready to go before you started working with him?
Yeah, no. So actually, all I was thinking about during that month was just writing these songs. I didn't really think about what would happen next. It wasn't until after that month had finished and I had all these songs, and I was like, listening back over them, because I didn't really even have the chance to listen back through them as I went, because I was just on a songwriting mission, So coming back to them after that month, and then I was like, I'd be really keen to pursue some of these songs further, and that's when I reached out to Michael, sent him a bunch, and we chose the ones that were going to work. Yeah.
I was very worried you were saying, we put them down, we recorded them, I didn't touch them, I didn't listen to them, and then they just got released, and then that's how they come out. I was like, wow, that's very brave of you.
That would be living dangerously.
I don't think I know anybody. I think I've ever interviewed anybody that's been like that, because it's like, especially independent.
No, I can tell you, if those demos that I had written were the ones that got released, I don't think anyone would be listening to this EP, to be honest.
So what do you do when you record the demos? You just whip out a piano or guitar or something like that?
Yeah, I record on Logic. That's the music software I use, and I guess I write it initially on guitar or something, or I get my husband to play some chords because my favorite part of writing is definitely the vocals and melodies. I do like playing piano, guitar, and saxophone as well, but it sometimes, I don't know, I find that's where I get on my buzz, kind of thing, is when I get to the lyrics and the melodies and stuff and harmonies and stuff like that. So so each day I'd sit outside, or I'd go and take this, whatever the new topic for the day was, and go and put pen to paper, or I'd get the guitar out first and find some chords that I liked, and then let it go from there.
So is it a case of that it really ends up being a bit of a sludge trying to get the actual piece of music together once you've worked out the melody? Because you're saying you really like to do melody. That's your focus point. So like, how hard is it to get the structure of the song and the chords down that match that melody?
I guess it depended on the day. Like, some days were real sweet and I'd just get on a roll, and just kind of a song would just kind of happen. And then other days it's like, oh man, all I want to do is watch Netflix today. And where is the song going? I had my husband Charles, and my sister was living with us at the time, and so sometimes it'd be like, guys, help me. And Charles would be like, oh, here, he'd be like, here's a beat, go and write something to this beat, and he'd kind of, like help me out by
just to
doing
get you
something.
out of the room.
Just to get to get me out of my.
I don't care what you do. Just fucking do something with this. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay, go on.
He's like, have this. Yeah, take these chords and do something with them. No, so that was nice. It was nice having a couple of peeps to bounce ideas off. Yeah, and some days I was just like, oh, I can't. This song hasn't worked. And so then at midnight I'd start writing a whole new one.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was cool.
So is it a case that people like your husband and your family members are the people that will rein you in when things are getting a bit crazy musically, or is it really just a case of they just let you fly and see where whatever crazy ideas you come up with?
Yeah, I reckon they're a bit of both. Yeah.
It's a bit here, a bit there. It really depends on the day, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it really does.
And how is it now that you've got a child? What's changed with your music regime that maybe was something
I'm not writing a song a day.
Okay.
No, it's been great actually. She's a super chill baby. So we've been able to still go out and like I had a couple of gigs this week. One under my solo music, just a showcase that I was part of, and then last night we released a track with another group we're part of. She's good around crowds and lots of people, and doesn't really mind being held by any of anyone, to be honest.
You just take them along. You just take your kid. You just take her along to the shows, and it just sounds like
totally.
Here you go. You're some random fan. All right, hold on to my kid. I've got to play my set. Is that how it works?
Exactly. No, we've got her some little baby earmuffs. So because it was pretty loud the other night, one of the gigs we had. So we had those on her head, and she just kind of fell asleep while this massive loud gig was going on behind her.
That is fun. That is so good. I was going to say, are you worried? Yeah, I was going to say otherwise, they're going to get tinnitus by the time they're 5. But you're good. No. You're being a responsible parent, which I absolutely adore. Are you starting to try and introduce them? I know it's a bit, and forgive me if you think I'm jumping the gun here. It's like just holding have you bought them a mini 3-thing keyboard, and just holding in front all right.
No,
you
not
better
yet.
Give me a melody by the end of this week.
Yeah. She was sitting in her little chair yesterday while we were recording some music, and she seemed quite happy just being there watching it all. So who knows? So looking forward to getting an instrument in her hands and see what happens.
I saw the other day, or I heard the other day, that people kept getting confused. The song "Isn't She Lovely" by Stevie Wonder about some woman, but it's actually about his kid. Did you know that? It is.
I did actually.
You did. So she's smart. She knows her shit.
Yeah, I do.
But apparently people get confused. It's well, no, of course it's about his kid.
Yeah, no, it is. And once you know that and listen to it, it's even more beautiful, I reckon.
Yeah, you haven't written it. Have you written a song? Speaking of, have you written a song about your child yet?
Well, actually, my husband and I, we've got a duo called Aro, and we wrote a song inspired by the first time we heard her heartbeat, which was a bit cheesy and cute. And we got some funding for it and made a music video that we released on the date that she was going to be due, which she managed to beat by 3 weeks. So she got to be here for her release.
That's adorable. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's literally a song about the excitement of getting to meet this baby that we didn't know. We didn't know if she was going to be a boy or a girl or whatever. So that was fun.
Okay. What were the bets hedging on that one? Who you haven't got any friends that just that just a little little tip every now and again,
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's got their thoughts. They're like, oh, she's sitting high. It must be a girl, or it's oh, you're wearing pink today. Maybe it's going to be a girl. I don't know, different things. People just would be like, oh yeah, that means this. And
that's so stupid. I don't know how you feel about it. But it's pink for girls, blue for boys. I thought we were past that already as a society. Nobody gave a shit.
I think we really are. Yeah. No, I had no idea up until the day she was born. I had no idea. I was just like, whatever you are, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Pink is a fabulous color for guys, I think. It's a great color.
Oh, totally.
Pink shirts just are epic.
Yeah, definitely. Charles has got a couple, my husband. It's great.
Yeah. Do you guys like to color coordinate when you're on stage?
We have accidentally a couple of times.
So it's never been on purpose. You're not ready to admit that. It's all been, quote unquote accidental.
Oh yeah, no, of course not. You wouldn't do that. No. Maybe a couple of times. Yeah. I'm like, here's what you're wearing, Charles. No.
is there actually much thought that goes into what you look like when you go on stage, or is it really just a case of like, I am what I am, come as I are, deal with it?
Yeah, as in when it comes to the two of us.
Well, I mean, like when you're playing on stage, like, do you have much of a get up, or do you purposefully pick your clothing when you go on stage?
Yeah, like the day I had a gig last week and I put something on and Charles was like, no, you can't wear that. And so he helped me find something else. I may have a bit of mum brain going on, and whatever I happened to be wearing wasn't quite working. But no, when we do our stuff together, though, we released an album that was actually all of the songs were inspired by birds. It was like a kind of a concept album, and the stories of them in Aotearoa. Anyway, and we kind of had like I had this awesome headpiece that was made with feathers that I got to wear whenever we did one of our shows, and Charles would stick feathers in his hair, so that was fun.
That's cool. That's
just
cool.
to get in the zone,
Yeah, because it's like as they say, fake it till you make it. You gotta.
Yeah, totally.
You gotta wing it. Actually, pun not. That was unintended. Actually, pun not intended. I just realised what I did.
Wow, you did.
What's up for the rest of the year for you? Like, now that you got the EP out, you came out with your song with your husband recently. What's up for the rest of the year? Apart from kid watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Our duo's got a tour. We're releasing a new project in September that we're going to be touring around the country.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting to get into kind of, dreaming about doing gigs again after doing one the other night under my solo music career as Emily Rice.
Was it a while since you'd played by yourself for that last?
Yeah, it has been. Gig? And I used to play. Yeah, I used to play with a band, and then my husband and I lived in a van for 2 years, traveling around the country, just gigging full time. And I'd play just with the guitar kind of thing if I was ever doing, an Emily Rice thing. But and then when I got invited last week to sing at the showcase, they asked if I could play with a backing track, because it was kind of like a get up on stage, do your song, and then the next person kind of gets up. So that was the first time I've ever played with a backing track, which was a new experience.
Right.
And I'd never really been into the whole, backing track thing, but it was actually really fun because the song is kind of electronic. It was cool to just get into it, and I played my saxophone and stuff so that I wasn't fully alone. Had my had my saxophone. That was good.
What is it like reinventing yourself with each new project for someone, speaking as someone that has done quite a few different musical things over the years?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is it like reinventing myself?
Yeah. Because does it feel like that when you do start a new project, or you're doing you're putting together a new record under a different name? Like, what does it feel like? Like, what's going through your mind?
It was quite exciting, I think, getting this new EP AUAHA together, because I knew that it was going in a I don't know, a different kind of fresh direction for my stuff, and so I actually did kind of create a new image, I guess, in terms of what I wanted to be, what I wanted to look like, and what I wanted it to be like. Getting it out there, so I actually I've got a new Instagram and stuff like that, because I just wanted to make things all fresh and kind of start. What
was your conscious?
So that was cool.
What were you consciously trying to achieve with that, though? When you say you're trying to come out with a new image? Yeah,
I think these are great questions and things that I probably should have thought about more. But I don't know. I think, to be honest, what happened was I had my Instagram for my solo stuff, which ended up becoming kind of just my life Instagram. You know how you just kind of have your personal. You just share your world.
Yeah.
I
cooking
started
with Emily Rice.
Like,
it's in the name, folks.
Exactly.
What do you think I'm cooking? It's risotto again. 14th time in a row.
It was actually Kai with Emrai.
Okay.
No, they, almost. But no, I think it was as well, knowing we had a baby on the way. I was like, actually, I want to still be able to share a photo with my friends and stuff. But then I was like, with my music, which I want to keep pursuing hardcore, I was like, I want to make a page that's just dedicated just to my music rather than all the other stuff. So that was actually kind of why I decided to start and be like, let's do this properly. Let's make just a music page, and then
so
I can share all
when
the
people
things
come
music
and follow you for the music, they're actually getting the music rather than, just 20 random baby photos.
Exactly. Not everyone wants to see a million photos of my baby. That's totally fine.
I was going to say, your next, speaking of rice, your next album cover should be just a bowl of fried rice with the two chopsticks sticking out of the bowl. I don't care what the album's about. I just want, it's just Emily Rice. It's Rice. The album's going to be called Rice by Emily Rice. It's like
Rice by Emily Rice. Hey, if that ever happens, I'll definitely give you some credit.
Thank you.
It's brilliant.
album concept by Daniel Pern.
Rice. Yeah, love it. And it could just all be about different ways to cook rice.
We are going to actually play one of the other songs off the record in a sec, which is called Playing Darts, which is one of the chiller tracks, isn't it?
It is. The most chill, I think.
Yeah. Beautiful piano piece too. Just more piano-centric, I guess.
You.
With this song, though, what was the concept behind it and what were you trying to achieve with it?
So this one is about... my husband's really good at just going to sleep when he gets into bed and he's ready to go to bed. He just can go to bed, and my mind kind of starts running around in circles, thinking about a million different things, especially during lockdown last year. So this one was inspired by my jealousy of his ability to just go to bed, whereas I had a dart game going on in my head. So that literally is what the song, where that started, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So from a petty point of view, it's just really you're getting bitchy at your husband. But from a more philosophical point of view, it's a self-reflection as to why you have to be so anxious.
Yeah. No, it's quite I think a lot of people have said that they can relate to this one. Sometimes it is hard to just close your mind off at nighttime, especially in this day and age. There's so much going on all the time, and so that's when you're holding it together, playing darts. I don't know, just that's where it started.
Fair enough.
It's a lullaby almost as well.
Yeah, that works. That's a pretty good explanation. You passed with flying colours, Emily. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming on too. It's been a fun little chat.
It has been. Thanks for having me.
Breaks up your Saturday nicely.
Good.
I feel.
Great questions.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it does.
That's what I aim to achieve, and I feel like you've achieved a great thing with this record. It's a really cool little piece of music. So,
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Keen to see where the future takes you, and all the best with your adventure of motherhood, I guess.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's happening.
We are going to play the song
Awesome.
right. Thank you. We are going to play the song right now, Emily. So why don't you tell us, for our forgetful audience, who you are and what we're about to play?
Great. My name is Emily Rice. I am a Kiwi musician, and this is my song, Playing Dart.
When you're holding it together on the smallest thread, sleepless nights throwing darts inside my head. Keep the board on the wall and aim for it. No point in going to bed with a mind so full.
AustralianMusiciansRadio.com.